everyone, and welcome to a Sunday special episode of Fangirlz Assemble. We're typically at 8 p.m., but today we are a little early because we have a very exciting announcement and whatnot. So without further ado, I'm Fariha, and joining me is Kristan, all the way from Kentucky. How are you, Kristan?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. So Maddie is currently flying back to us from her China trip, but she will be back next weekend. So for this weekend, it's just going to be me and Kristan, and we're going to talk about our hauls and whatnot. And an exciting announcement. Oh my God, I'm so excited about this. I really hope the excitement kind of lives up to it, because I feel like I'm hyping it up too much.
I mean, it has nothing to do with an omnibus reprint, guys. So we're not Omar. It's not happening. We know nothing.
No. Yeah, that's not a thing that we're doing. By the way, I just got a news that Google Hangout is going away. Do you know that?
I'm the one who told you guys that, remember?
All right.
I told everybody, I'm like, guys, this is going to end soon.
Yes,
it's happening. I don't know. There's going to be some alternative if there isn't already. We just need to research it. So if anyone in the chat who happens to be watching, or you watch later, knows of a good alternative or knows more than we do, holler at us, because this entire channel, I think, is clueless on what we're going to do.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, it says something about a YouTube cam. I'm like, that sounds really ridiculous. Like, YouTube cam.
Or creepy. Or creepy.
No, it sounds
creepy.
like, I'm like, it's something you're doing some, the word cam is kind of associated with
That's not good.
All right, so before we get started, we're going to talk about a lot of books today that we got and that we read. Where do we go to get these books and whatnot?
I mean, I think the best place to go to is InStockTrades.com, our fabulous sponsor. You could get your books up to 50% off, free shipping at $50 in the United States. You know me, I can't not get the free shipping. And you're going to get deals. Go there right now.
And speaking of free shipping, I actually have a story about that, so which I'm going to talk about in a bit. But
that's exciting.
Yeah, so talk about your what people can do over there. What was the best thing about that?
I mean, the best thing is you're going to get your deals. You're going to get up to 50% off on your books. And Tuesday at 3 p.m. Eastern is when the site updates. Coming out next Tuesday, things you guys may be interested in. Outcast Book 3 is coming out. Berserk Book 2 is coming out.
Oh, you got to get that, because apparently those goes out of print really
apparently fast. Dark Horse. Those are really nice books too. They look nice. They're chunky.
Did you get the first one?
I did get the first one. Yeah, it's nice.
Ooh, look at that.
Fancy.
This one is sitting in front of a computer at 3 p.m. EST and clicking that
I'm gonna keep F5 in.
Yeah, like that's how she gets it. She does not fuck around with this, and neither should you. Anyway, and then what else is coming up?
Let's see. Marvel's coming out with a World Outside Your Window hardcover.
What on earth is that?
I think it's a lot of real-to-life stories. Ooh. So I think there's like the 9/11 Spider-Man story in there and like some other things. I think so. You guys should look into that. Don't quote me, please. Okay. But there's a Master of Kung Fu Epic Collection. People like those epic collections. Peter Porker Spectacular Spider-Ham Complete Collection. Huh? That's fun.
Yeah. And then also West Coast Avenger Volume 2, I think.
Yes, I just got to that. That is exciting. Is that the end of it? Is that the last one? Sad.
So sad.
But exciting. So you guys should pick that up. Support it, because they do look at the trade sales. Yeah. And sometimes they bring stuff back, like Unstoppable Wasp. So it can happen if we support the trades.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, even though I keep on saying that I got Marvel Unlimited, that I don't buy trades,
some things you just have to. Yeah.
So that's the one I'm getting, and that's pretty much all that is.
X-Men Eve of Destruction. It has a $100 cover price, so it's probably one of those fat, not omnibus. And I know a lot of people are stoked about that, so that's exciting.
That's like those omnibuses with non-omnibus with X-Men are just as weird as X-Men themselves. That's how I like.
Is that how that works? How dare you with my X-Men shirt? How dare you?
Yeah,
They are
that's
weird.
exactly why I'm
It's
saying
fine.
it. But listen, with Hickman's X-Men coming out, I'm gonna become the best Hickman fan, X-Men fan ever. Like
You're
I'll
gonna
be
be
like,
like,
oh
this
my
is the
god,
best
X-Men
team.
was always cool. And then
I'm
everyone
gonna
will
be
be
like,
like,
where were you before?
right. Hey, I mean,
You gotta go with the times. I get it.
yeah. All right. So with that out of the way, so go to instructrades.com for all your collected edition needs. Shipping is free, as Kristan said, $50 or more, and also you can get all the books, biggest publishers for up to 42% to 50% off. All right, so with that out of the way, Kristan, why don't you tell me the shit you bought so far?
Okay. Let's see here. I'm gonna start with a thing that's not a comic book. But I have to show it off. A lot of people probably saw Mondo came out with a slipcover for your records, or slip mat. What am I saying? Slipcase. I'm thinking of books. Like that's what it is. And I had to get it, and it's again X-Men themed. But here's one side of it, and here's the other side of it. It's so cute, and I had to have it. I haven't updated my slip mat on my record player in ages, so this was my update.
Ooh, did not know you were into those kind of old-timey record things.
Old-timey record things, girl, they're making a comeback.
Ooh.
Yeah, we're really into records here, you know.
I feel like I need to
Hipsters.
be a monocle for this.
Yeah, I need a mustache for it.
And I had a mustache and a monocle, and I'm like, ooh, you like lowly beings.
Yeah, it's nonsense, I know, but that's cute. So I think they're still available, mondotees.com. So check it out if you really want one. It's so cute. It's so cute. Which side? Which side? Probably this one. I like this one more. And I also got a floppy yesterday. What am I doing? Am I allowed to show? I mean, it was under $1. And here's the deal. I started collecting these when I was a kid. And when I took my collection over from my dad's comic room to my house, I was looking through them and I'm like, I'm missing like a stupid amount of these. And they only went up to like, I think issue late 20s, somewhere in there. But that would be Ren and Stimpy. So I found one of my random missing issues. Marvel put these out back in the 90s. And I mean, 95 cents is actually 20% off that. So I had to get it. I had to. They're not going to make an omnibus of this. If they did, I'd cry.
The show used to give me nightmares.
Really?
So weird.
Look, the show was crazy, but I loved it.
That and Courage the Cowardly Dogs. I don't know what about that, but those two shows used to give me.
But he was such a cowardly dog.
Yeah, I know, and those shit were creepy. So it's like he's not cowardly; he's just perfectly normal.
Okay, that's fair, I guess.
But
anyway. Reed gifted me this Power Pack hardcover that he found at a comic shop. I read some Power Pack comics when I was a kid. I didn't read this run. In fact, I don't even know what this is from. I don't know the year, guys, but it looks a bit modern. It also looks kind of manga-ish in the art.
So Guri Hero, she's the one. There's like a sister group. They are the one who drew Gwenpool.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Well, that's exciting. I thought the art kind of looked familiar. That's fun.
Captain America's looking dishy.
That's really fun. So I'm looking forward to this. It's gonna be silly, I bet. But I like silly things. Look at how silly it looks.
So Power Pack is making a comeback, I think, by Jeremy Whiteley.
Yeah, I thought I heard that.
Yeah.
And he's great, so that's fun. So I'm getting on top of the trend, guys.
Yeah, getting there.
You could still get this. It's available for probably cover price, which I think is $25. That's not bad. Oversized hardcover. Then, of course, we got the deal of the month. You got yours?
Woo! Yes. Look at this. This.
So for people who are wondering, this is a standard hardcover. However, I think it's a really nice size.
Look at how chunky this is.
Here's your oversized, but yeah, it's super chunky.
And it's by Dark Horse, and we have talked about how awesome their books are. This is only for $30 retail.
Yeah, even if I got this for list, I would not be angry.
Right.
You know, thankfully we got it for half off, and you can go to in-stock trades right now. I think it's currently out of stock.
Really?
But I imagine they're going to get more stock. Last time I checked, it was out of stock.
Oh, we made it out of stock, you guys.
So that must have been it. But this will be 42% off. Yeah, if the art is incredible. It's all watercolor. I know absolutely zero about the story, so I can't tell you anything, but it looks really gorgeous. And, you know, guys, there's a cat. I didn't even know, but there's a kitty. So I'm stoked.
And the thing is, like, we got a lot of flack for, like, you know, it's like, oh, why did you selected a book that you don't know nothing about? Guys, that's what we typically do.
Yeah, we usually do that.
This is the first time we talked about it. And I'm like, we don't know nothing about this. But that's
look, I mean, the names on it are well known. The story apparently is well known. It's an out of print book that's going back into print. And it seemed like a thing that, you know, apparently a lot of people liked it because we got it out of stock. So,
right. I mean,
yeah.
yeah, the thing is, like, we have a evil looking moon on the cover.
We literally judged it by its cover. That is a good cover.
We did. Because
Yeah.
we looked at the evil moon. I'm like, this one has an evil moon in it. Let's just get this. And it's a hard cover.
Best.
Yeah, so that's how we got it. So yes, this is it. All right.
Then I got Cheese Sweet Adventures. Everyone knows I'm following this cat book, but guys, it's so adorable. So if you like Chi, Chi's really popular. Or if your kid wants to read a cute cat book, or if you just like cute things, guys, here's your book, okay? Get that.
Are we assuming kids are watching this show?
No, we're assuming parents are.
Oh, okay. Oh, God.
No, people hear what you're saying, and they're like, that's not for kids.
No. Yeah, we see a lot of weird shit around here.
Yeah.
So.
Then I found Bat Manga Volume 2 for very cheap. It looks so silly, and I'm so excited. I have the first one. I haven't read it yet, but guys, come on. It's going to be nonsense, and I'm stoked for it.
It's like Batman as a character, I feel like is a pretty nonsensical and kind of belongs in the manga. So
yeah, it's going to be good. I'm going to have a good time. I think there are only 3 of these, so I'm almost there. So that's back. Here we go.
Did you read the 1966 Batman?
I didn't. I imagine it's similar.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Like, you know, to make a comparison if you have.
Yeah. I haven't. Maybe one day.
Okay.
I picked up the Smurfs Anthology, Volume 5. These are nice, like, let's see how it compares to an oversized hardcover. It's a good size. It's, like, wide. Oh. There we go. Okay, yeah, so it's, like, wider and it is oversized.
Oh.
Yeah, these are really nice. Paper Cuts put them out. This actually, I think these came out before the show. And they look really cool, and I think the show's based on them. But I heard Omar praising them, and I have the first volume, and I found this one for really cheap. So I was like, I'm going to go ahead and pick this up. And I really like comic strips, so this is supposed to be a good one.
Arf used to be my most favorite cartoon growing up.
Was it?
Yeah, for some god-awful reason. I was a born probably. I don't know. Like, you know, because I didn't speak English at that time, so I just used to just watch them. Growing up, like, whoa, a lot of weird things were going on in there. You're a bunch of communists there, damn it.
Is that what happened?
I think so, because they were all like assigned to a certain task. You know what I mean?
I'll read these and tell you if they're crazy or not.
Yeah, then tell me. And then also Marquette, why is there only one woman there?
Yeah, that's not good. Well, you know what? I'm going to have to critique it. I'm going to read it and critique it.
Yeah, we're going to critique Smurf because that's, you know.
I have to comment on the chat. Sequential Consequence is telling me to check out Junji Ito's Cat Diary. You probably already have. Yes, I have, and I absolutely loved it. So everyone should read that one. And She and Her Cat. I also love that manga. So those are good suggestions. Everyone should read them. So I also picked up the Amazing Spider-Man newspaper strips. This is volume 2. I grabbed this one. This is the only one I have because it is the one that is out of print. And I found it at Second and Charles for cheap. So these are just the old newspaper strips. This is from 1977 to 79.
Nice.
I love this stuff. I mean, look at it, you know, and then the Sundays are in color, and these IDW, like, what are they called? Library of American Comics. They put out really good stuff. Like, I love the Donald Duck ones. There is a ribbon in these, and you love a good ribbon, right? So I probably need to pick up the rest of these because I imagine they're going to go out of print. Sadly, that's what these things tend to do. So,
I did not know these are of your interest.
You know, anything that's newspaper strips. I don't know if you can hear that. Can you hear that? It's raining really hard here now.
No, I can't.
Okay. If it gets bad, let me know. Or if I can start cutting out. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's going to be silliness, but I like silliness. How many times have I said that right now?
Right.
So there's that. I showed this last time, but I'll show it again. It's on the floor because it's a beast. World War Hulk. I'm so excited for this. I'm not going to open it because I'll fall. I will just fall over. Too heavy. This thing's a beast. But yeah, you know, probably like a lot of people, I got scared by the low print run list. And I was like, this is going to be one that's going to upset me if I don't get it. So I got it.
And to be honest, though, I think like when it's like a low print run, like, you know, something's about to go on out of print, if it's something around like $100 to $125, those usually gets really, really expensive.
Yeah, like, and it's the fact that it's so big too. People are like, right. It needs to be more money.
Yeah. Like compared to like if it's like a smaller one and that goes out of print, typically you can still find them for $10 to $20 over. Like it never takes off in price. But if it's something big, it always like just goes.
Yeah, I hate that. Right. So that's what I got. I got those things.
Okay, awesome. So I'm going to talk about the things that I got.
Good.
So first and foremost, this I've been dying to reread, and I was waiting for this. Absolute Black Mirror.
Nice.
Yes, this got nothing to do with the Black Mirror show, you guys. It got like it's a Snyder with Damien. No, not Damien. What's the other guy's name? Dick Grayson as Batman, and some weird creepy ass shit goes on in here. That's like, you know, I remember from that. And then yeah, so it's now in absolute format. And Jock, who is the artist for this, I love his art. Jock and Francisco Francavilla. I remember when I read it in trades, I just loved the art so much. So, and then, you know, it just kind of shines. And it was like in a $75, so in a $37.5, like in a 50% off, I had to have it. So yeah, this is, you know, absolute Black Mirror. I've been really like, you know how DC has they cancel things? I'm like, please.
Yeah.
So they didn't.
People are panic buying. That's probably their whole marketing strategy. They're like, let me freak everybody out so people panic buy our stuff.
Yeah. So like, as much as this is creepy, and I loved it, right? I was really, really hoping that they do. I don't think they even have that over here. This as the cover. Look at this.
That's yeah, but I mean, the other one's kind of iconic, right? Like I haven't even read that, but I've seen that cover.
Oh, that's true.
So I get it.
Okay. You convinced me.
I feel like those are like posters in Walmart. You know what I mean? Like it's one of those images that's like everywhere.
Yeah. Like, you know, you got me. You got me with that. But I do not think this is Joker, though. I think this is supposed to be the other guy. There's a surprise villain in this. So I think it's that guy. But it's cool. I mean, I'm really looking forward to rereading this. We already talked about Moon Shadows. And then this.
Oh
my god!
I got that too. I didn't show it off. I showed it off last time, yeah, because that's Reed's technically. So, you know, I love that. Like, it's not just like an art book. Like, it's not just images. Like, there's actually text involved, which is cool.
Right. I didn't know. I didn't read the texts yet. Someday I will be able to speak English. But I just loved it. And here's the thing. Look at this.
So cute. Yeah, it's a good spine. And then, like Spider-Man's at the top, right?
Yeah, Spider-Man's at the top. Captain America. I just cannot get over the A is a small letter A. I cannot get over that. Like it just like so adorable, and you know he's just like, and his version of Captain America is like a bit of a bitch. You know, he's like, kind of weird and a baby and like, you know, just like full of it all the time. So it's just like so cute. Oh my God. I had to have it. As soon as this was announced, I'm like, I'm gonna get it. And finally it's in my hand. So good. So good. So yes, that's that. And then of course, Saga.
Yeah, I still gotta get that. That's such a good cover. That is such a good. I mean, they're all good, but that's my favorite, I think.
So here's one thing I didn't understand, and I wanted to kind of bring it to. So look at this. This is kind of empty, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then there's this that gets attached to the back of it.
Yeah.
I don't get it. What is this?
I don't get it either. I mean, I know what that's for, which is to entice people in the store because it's wrapped up and they can read that. But yeah, why didn't they just put it on the back like everything else that you know has like blurbs on the back of it?
So I actually wanted to compare it with. So the thing is, like, maybe Image doesn't have it because this is black magic, you know, black hardcover. But this doesn't have the story with it.
Yeah.
So then why this one is special like this? I don't know. Maybe what's his name? Brian K. Vaughan told them that you need to. Yeah. So I also got this, which I read and I loved. You know,
it's still going on, right?
Yeah, so that's one of the bad thing though, because this is ongoing. Like, no, ongoing to the point, like, you know how typical Image is like one arc finishes and the next one begin. It's not like that. It's a series. Like, it's a serial where nothing is done. Everything is being set up. So 11 issues, kind of, it has me worried because where's issue 12? But yeah, so I love this. But this is such the progression of these. I don't know how many more of these there are gonna be, but you know the progression of this, like, you know, she's breastfeeding, being breastfed. She's, what is the second one? Do you remember?
The second one, she's picking her nose.
Oh, she's picking her nose, and then third one, she lost her tooth. So
yeah, and she's growing. Yeah.
Yeah. So I really hope. So are you caught up with it?
No. I can guess what happened because everyone's freaking out about it.
Yeah, okay, let's not talk
Which
about
would make you wonder why there's, what's going to be the next cover. But anyway.
Yeah, no. I'm pretty sure she's actually an old person now. I'm pretty sure. Like, you know, the narration is an old person. Like, she's an old person now. So I don't know what the last one is going to look like. But oh my God, I had to get it right away. And then also, this is like the end of Jane Thor. You know, Thor. So this is one. Now, remember I kind of cried about it when they did it for Black Panther.
Yeah.
Again this time, but it's kind of in the other way. This is volume 1. Look at it. It's just all white. Can you see it?
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's all white, nothing. Volume 2 is also the same, just all white, nothing, right? You know, look at volume 3. Look at it. Why is there this fancy design on it?
I mean, clearly they're probably going to change that for like all of the next ones for anything, right? Because they've had that progression with like the font and older ones. The font got smaller. It looks cleaner.
Right. But the thing is, like with the Black Panther, they kind of did the other way. I don't know where my Black Panther ones went. It's somewhere over here. But in Black Panther, volume 1 had that design, volume 2 didn't.
Oh, I thought it was the last. That's weird.
See? That's what I'm talking about. What's your strategy?
What are they doing?
What are you doing, sir or madam? Like, you stop it. You know, this is uncool. So yeah, I'm planning on reading, like, you know, the entire Thor run soon because I've been, like, you know, touring it up. So yeah, so this is like, you know, kind of like the end of it. Then I also got these two Valiant run. So I am kind of hot and cold over Valiant, but these characters, I really love them. I really dig them. So as soon as they got the deluxe edition, this went out of print. So I kind of got it from the group at a good price. Eternal Warriors, and then this one, Imperium, this recently came out, and I kind of got it. So this, I highly recommend everyone to read about Toyo Harada, even if you are not into Valiant, because that character is dope. You know, he's a World War II survivor, and his build is so evil. So, you know, I'm kind of like Magneto-ish, but in a different version of it. Then this one, Pixu. It's an interesting one. Like there's a horror anthology by Dark Horse. Like I don't know if you can see the thing over it. I don't know what that is. What is
Oh, that's a security thing. Take it off.
Yeah,
It'll peel off.
Yeah, trust me, I didn't walk away with it. So,
I don't believe you.
And the only reason I kind of got it, so it's by Dark Horse, and it's a teeny tiny version because this is a normal trade, and this is like
a it's a baby.
Digest size of it, but it's a horror anthology, and the reason I got it because it's by Gabriel Bob, Becky Coonan, Vasilis Lolos, and Fabio Moon. So I love Gabriel Bob and Fabio Moon. I love Becky Coonan, and all of them working together on this. I'm like, I gotta have it.
Nice.
So I got it for $2 from Amazon.
That's amazing.
Yes. So I've been kind of on the lookout for this for a while, and then when it showed up in $2, and it said used. And this was supposed to be used acceptable.
It looks brand new.
It's brand new.
Yeah,
so
that's awesome.
Yeah. Also got this. And by the way, this is just to make it $50.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I did not actually
one of those.
Because you know that I got Marvel Unlimited. But the thing is, it's Al Ewing. I loved the No Surrender. And this is like a sequel to that. So I'm like, nah, I'm gonna get it. So let's see how it is. And it's 10 issues, but look how thin it is. I don't know what they're doing with their paper stock. What is this paper even?
Is it like see-through?
I might as well. Hang on. It is! Look at this.
That's crazy.
Like, it is see-through. So, yeah. So that's that. And then this!
What does it say?
Oh, sorry. I don't know why.
It's pixelating on my end. I don't know if that's the storms or what, but...
When I Arrived at the Castle by Emily Carroll.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I love her. Oh, it's like big.
So the thing is like this.
Is that big?
Huh?
It looks big.
So it's tiny, but then...
No, I mean like the trade size, yeah.
Yeah, compared to it's a little bit bigger on this end, and it's wider.
Is that on IST?
I didn't see it on IST. I got it from Amazon.
Okay.
But it's like it's I think pretty cheap in Amazon. So the only reason I learned about this because Warren Ellis talked about it in his newsletter.
Nice.
And supposedly it's about 2 lesbian vampires. I'm like, check and check.
Cool. I mean, I'll read anything she does. She's amazing.
Right. Like, what's her other book? Through the
Woods.
Through the Woods. Oh.
Yeah, she's great.
That was some freaky deaky stuff. And yeah, so there's like a lot of cool art in it.
Oh, nice.
The paper is kind of like a newspaper-ish.
I dig that. I like that.
But I wish it was a little bit glossier because I think her art would have shined on it. But I think it's just for the price and everything. So yeah, so I just got it today. So
it's about $10 on Amazon.
Oh,
so
you have to get it.
I'm that's in my cart. Yeah.
Yeah, and my sister gave this one to me.
Oh, prepare for your feels to happen. You already know, but
that's the thing. I'm not ready for this.
I gave it 5 stars out of 5 stars. I thought it was fantastic. It was.
I mean,
the art was amazing. Like it was all well done. But yeah, the subject matter is different. Yeah.
So I mean, it's about like her miscarriage, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it's like it's also drawn by what's her name? From the book that you love so much.
Yeah, why can't I think of her name? I can't see it on your book, but it's on the cover.
Carol Morrow.
Yeah.
Lose Now and Then, right?
Yeah, that's it. I was like, why can't I think of the book that we all love?
Sorry. Yeah, Lose Now and Then. So it's like a book that we all loved. So yeah, so it's like it's art by her, but the story is of Ingrid Shepard. So
and it's nonfiction, and it's really powerful, and it's about two married women having a miscarriage. Yeah, it's really, really good, but it hurts you. Yeah. But I mean, the art's amazing. The way it's done is amazing, and it's a cool topic. That's like never, or not a cool topic, but it's a good thing, I think, to exist.
Right. Yeah, I know what you mean. Like So I also took the advantage of buy one get one free. for TKO, and
Nice.
then kind of got like the 2 other books to kind of complete my first wave collection. I heard really good things about Goodnight Paradise. I wanted to say Goodnight Pun Pun. That's a manga, but
The manga you'll never read.
Yeah, as a manga, I will never read. But hey, Kristan is reading on all of our behalf. So
That's right. I got you.
Yeah, you got me. Like the same, I'm reading Earth and on everyone's behalf.
Yeah. You're going to read all the Hickman on my behalf because I don't know if I'm going to go there.
That's true. So
Yeah.
see, there you go.
We got it all covered. Here at Fangirlz Assemble, we got you covered. It's fine.
Yeah, we got you covered in every single way. So anyway, I heard a lot of good things about this one. So I'm gonna go read this and then figure out. And then this one is an interesting thing because I don't know why I even got it, but I heard it showed up on my Goodreads recommendation that I went on eBay and then I saw that someone had it for like $30 with 35 with shipping for this 3-image hardcover of Godlands Celestial Editions 1, 2, and 3.
Nice.
I don't know what this is about.
I've never
I saw $35 for 3-image hardcovers. You know I love image hardcovers.
And you were like, take my money, it's fine.
Yeah, take my money. And I did it. And I'm like, then after that I felt rather foolish. I'm like, what was that?
Oh, Joe Casey. I mean, that's cool. We like it. Joe Casey's involved.
Oh, okay. So what did he do?
Well, didn't he do the gosh, why do I even talk right now? I can't think of any books. You know that book everyone loves.
You know that book everyone loves.
Everyone in the chat's like, come on. I'll tell you in a second if my internet works. I'm having internet issues due to the storm.
Okay, Joe Casey, who wrote that book that everyone loves, he also wrote this. So therefore, I may love this.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I guess. He's
but
things.
If not, I'm just gonna sell it for what I got it for. So it's gonna be fine. And last but not the least, I'm actually devoured like 5 issues within like 10 minutes after opening this book, and that is Wonder Woman New 52 by Brian Azzarello and Cliff Chick. This was awesome so far. I'm only read it up to issue 5. It's some really one of those gods misbehaving nonsense. It's really that. And I think in this one, Diana is actually pretty interesting. She's sassy, she's quips and all that. I'm like, yes, this is the Diana I needed. So yeah, and just look how clean the cover is. I just love this cover. Do you like it? Don't you love this cover?
I was going to ask if you liked it. I don't love it. I do like how it's clean, but I don't know. It's not my favorite.
It's not your favorite.
It's not my favorite.
Oh, but the thing is, it's fine. Look at the spine.
That's a cool spine. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a cool spine. So yeah, so I got this as well because I wanted it. All right. Okay, that's it. That's all my hauls.
Nice. I like it.
Yeah. So not as diverse as Kristan's. Cool hauls.
I get weird stuff. I get weird stuff no one cares about.
But that's a good thing because
we're balancing out. You'll get all that DC stuff I'll never buy, and yeah.
Well, I don't usually get DC stuff though.
I got Hoopla. Why do I need it?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's how I felt for a long time. I'm like, all the DC
stuff. Bitches.
Yeah.
That's the thing we're calling ourselves now. Nice. So anyway, so that's all our hauls. I don't know, what is coming up that you're looking for in terms of a hardcover or something? Is there something
this year? Didn't we talk about this last time?
No, we talked about the books we liked. So far. No, I'm talking about something recently, within the next couple of months that you were really looking forward to.
I mean, I'm trying to think of what's even coming out. I don't know.
Monstrous Book 1.
That's exciting. I don't know if I'll get it though, because Hoopla.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
but the art really deserves it.
Yeah, maybe. It's just not high on my list.
Yeah, but if later on, if it comes if you find it for cheap in secondhand Charles or whatever.
Sure. Yeah, I read the first volume. I liked it a lot.
Mm. Oh my gosh.
I'm really hoping they solicit the next Giant Days hardcover.
Oh yeah.
I'm waiting for that because I mean we're on issue 51 out of 55, and that hardcover ends at 27. What are we doing?
That is peaceful.
Boom. What are we doing? So I'm afraid. I'm afraid that they may not. I hope they do.
Yeah. But but hoopla. I'm gonna hoopla that shit then after that. But you know, the other book that I'm so looking forward to is Miss Marvel Volume 5 in 6 because that's going to complete G. Willow Wilson's run.
Nice. Then you'll have it all.
I cannot wait. I actually finished it up on Marvel Unlimited, but I cannot wait.
Nice.
So yeah, so that's kind of like what I'm looking for. All right. So do you want to talk to us about the reads you have recently?
Yeah, let's do it.
You were so enthusiastic at that time.
Let's totally do it. Did I just move my whole camera? I think I did.
Yeah.
Guys, what am I doing here? Okay, so anyone who also watched me talk with Jess may have heard about these already, so I apologize. But anyway, I read this the other night, and it's called Life with Mr. Dangerous, and it's by Paul Hornschmeyer. I don't know who that is, but that's fine. The art is very indie, very simple. I like it though, and it's pretty much about this woman named Amy. She's not happy with her life. She's in a relationship that she really doesn't want to be in. The guy kind of super sucks, and she doesn't know how to break up with him. So eventually she does, and you kind of just see her go through her dating life. She's still talking with her friend Michael, who moved to a different city/state. I can't remember now. I think state. And she's dealing with a lot. And she doesn't love her job. She's dealing with the hardships of her job. She just works retail. Her mom works retail. She's got a, relationship she doesn't love with her mom. And it is very mundane and everyday. And I would not say this is for everyone at all. But I really, really liked it. It is mixed with, let me show you the title, the different pages of the chapters have these little characters from this cartoon she loves, which is called Mr. Dangerous, which is why it's called that. Let me try to find a really trippy page. The cartoon's super trippy and weird, but she loves it. She watches it every single night, so it starts to kind of blend in with the story.
That's an in-universe cartoon that she watches.
Yeah.
Original cartoon.
Yeah, it's fake, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's not real. In fact, I don't even understand the plot of it. They don't really go into that, which is fine. You don't have to. But, she quotes it. She talks about it a lot. It's something she really likes. And then, it kind of mixes in her life in a trippy way because she watches it so much. So you see it goes from this kind of art to that trippy cartoon characters and stuff blend with her life. But the cartoon kind of comes full circle at the end. Mm-hmm. And the end, because I kept thinking, I'm like, man, if this ends on a note where everything's upset, I'm really gonna hate this book. But it didn't, so that's kind of a spoiler. But I really like that, so it made me actually love it. So I love this. Not for everyone, but if you like indie books, you like Seinfeld, because I feel like it was kind of a book about nothing, but also about everything and about life. And it was very relatable.
That's a pull code for this book. But everything.
But everything. And Patton Oswalt, if you like him, he blurbed it on the back. And I love Patton Oswalt, so.
Oh yeah. Well,
yeah, the comedian.
Yeah, it's Patton Oswalt is rooting for this.
He's really funny. Well, his quote's funny though. Cringe and laugh and cringe some more. Life with Mr. Dangerous has it all. Also, you will cringe, which is true. So.
Okay, I see what this is.
I really enjoyed that. Yeah. Let's see. As far as my physical books, let's go through those. I read Volume 1 of I Am a Hero, which is a zombie manga about this. Guys, you know what? I heard so much about this. I got these volumes super duper cheap, and I'll just show you some art. But I really left this volume not loving it. I'm gonna continue. I have the rest. Although I will say at the end, it's a really long, slow burn in this volume until the end, which is where the actual zombie apocalypse happens. And then it got better, but I just hate this main character so much. And I'm like, should I hate him? Will he get redeemable? It's just, he really did make me like really hate him. Like, I really hated him. So yeah, we'll see. I'm going to continue it, but I did not love this. I don't know if it gets better. Here's a better manga. Our Dreams at Dusk. That was it called? Yeah. And this mangaka is non-binary, which is cool. I don't think I've ever read a manga by a non-binary person. I really like the art in this. And this is super cool. Great for Pride Month. It is an LGBT manga. The main character, he is dealing with a lot of stuff at the beginning. Trigger warning, like he's clearly going to attempt to jump off of something and, you know, kill himself. And that's terrible. So he's dealing with a lot. But he ends up finding this, like, I forget what they call it. But it's like this group of people who like supports each other, and he can go there and like talk to people. And there's kind of a mystery with like one of the characters, and he discovers a lot about himself. He meets this girl who also works there who has a wife, and that like blows his mind, which is really nice. And it's like good for him to like see that those kind of relationships exist, and he can like be okay with himself. And it was just a super cool slice of life. I would recommend this to everyone.
So a quick question though. So this is written by a Japanese person, I believe, right? Yeah. So the idea of, you know, LGBTQ situation in Japan, is that mentioned or talked about?
I mean, yeah, because like, I mean, he'd never even seen anyone with a wife before. You know what I mean? Right. So yeah, it's played into it. It's not as much as like My Brother's Husband or anything like that, but but yeah, it's touched on. Okay, yeah. I also finished up Peanuts Still Archive. This is a really cute boom. Here's let's see. Here's a trade. So it's like a little hardcover. But this is the Dell comics that Peanuts published a long time ago. There are only like 2 stories by Charles Schulz in this. The rest are like different people, some that they know and they credit like at the bottom, and some that they don't, which is interesting. Oh, really? Like, yeah, like so this one's credited, but they don't know who wrote everything, because back then they were publishing these comics under no one's name. So when they actually came out, there was no credit, which I found fascinating. There's a whole intro to this that tells the whole history, which was just like, yeah, it kind of blew my mind. But hang on, are these like fan comics? These are official Dell comics. So like the strip happened, and these were separate like comics. They came out as comics. So yeah, and when Dell took these over or started publishing them, they published them and like without credit to basically make people think that Schulz was doing them, but he wasn't. He did do a lot of the covers, which are in the back here, which are super nice. But yeah, it's fascinating, and clearly like some stories are better than others because some people really understood the characters and like were friends of Schulz, and they talk about that. But some people clearly didn't. Like at the end here, there's like a robot that gets loose on the street. Something that would never happen in a Peanuts like comic, but it happens, and it's so crazy and ridiculous. So I really liked like how it was done, and just knowing that and the history, and I love how these look so old, and like they kept that, you know, they didn't really try to clean it up that much. So that was cool. Oh, and it's like cheap. $25 cover price, so you can get it pretty cheap. Then I love the new Ghostbusters. Ooh, okay. This is Ghostbusters Answer the Call. Right. Based on those characters, the all-female Ghostbusters. I love this. If you love the movie, the characters are just the same. Kelly Thompson wrote it. She does an amazing job. I love this cartoony art. It is standalone. And again, if you love the movie, you're going to love this. Oh my God. So I have it on Hoopla, like, you know, as a favorite for like next month. So yeah. You should totally read it. You're going to, I mean, again, and if you love the movie, like, she nails the characters. She nails the dialogue. It's Kelly Thompson. What more do you want? Like, she's great.
So the only reason I even have it because I was looking for Kelly Thompson stuff on Hoopla, and I just favorited every one of them that I haven't read. Kelly Thompson, like
that's great.
That's the only reason. So yeah, I'm glad that you read it and loved it. Okay.
I hope you love it too. I think you will. I also read Giant Days number 51. That's the last issue I think they came out with. It was really good. Can't say anything about it. Super spoily. Also, Sabrina the Teenage Witch by Kelly Thompson. Number 3 is finally on Hoopla, so I read that. It's still so great. So when that trade comes out, you should all read it. Or if you have Hoopla, you can follow it in singles, like I'm doing. It's one of those that, like, with Giant Days, everything's a separate story, pretty much. Some things intertwine, and it's fine. So it works really well in singles. And I think Sabrina does too. Even though it's kind of continued, but I don't know, it works well. I also read Skyward, the Image book, volume 1 and 2.
Tell me about it.
Yeah, so I think a lot of people have heard about this book now. But basically, gravity stops existing. So people have to figure out, like, what to do, and, like, the Earth changes and whatever. I read both volumes. I thought they were fine. I heard them hyped up a lot, and people love them, and I'm just like, I feel like I've seen this story before. I think I'm interested enough where I'll get it again on Hoopla, volume 3. I'll get that. I'll be there, but I wouldn't buy it, guys. But that's just
at
me.
a certain point, all Image stories becomes to be the same.
Or different, because then I also read The Weatherman Volume 1, and I thought that was worse. And I will say, I wish I had known this, because I heard this one hyped up too. Guys, there is such animal abuse at the beginning that continues and is so graphic that I'm shocked that I continued, but I was like, I did one of my Hoopla credits, and I don't want to, you know what I mean? I was like, I don't want to throw away a Hoopla credit. I'm going to get through this.
So what is it called? The Weatherman?
The Weatherman?
Uh-huh.
It's about...
Well, what is it called?
The Weatherman.
Oh, by who?
Let's look. 1 second while my internet freezes and tries to click on something. Image put it out. Jodie Lehem. Nathan Fox did the illustrations. I don't know these people. I don't know. But it's about a future. There's a local weatherman. He's fun-loving and zany and whatever. They live on, like, terraform Mars because something happened where, like, a ton of people, like half the people died on Earth. So they had to figure out, like, a different where to go. And they still don't know what happened with that, like, incident. And you kind of find out, I mean, I don't want to spoil it, but you find out a big thing with, like, the main character. And then stuff goes crazy. I don't know. I didn't get the hype, and the dog thing really got to me. So I don't know, guys. And if you can't handle animal abuse, like, please avoid it, because it's like, it's toward the beginning-ish, middle of the book, and it hurt me. I'll never forget it. It's bad. So I don't really recommend that. I'm glad I didn't buy it. Also on Hoopla, I read Adventures of Super Sons Volume 1. It was fun. I'd say it's middle of the road as far as versus the Omnibus, and maybe that's because it's just a volume. I feel like the Omnibus had tons to, like, way more issues, so there was more to like. I don't know. So it's fine. It's fine, guys. I also read Firefly: The Unification War. That's the new Boom series. It's so good. So if you like Firefly, pick that up. I read the Lumberjanes Somewhere That's Green one-shot. Again, if you have Hoopla, pick it up. It's great. Farmhand Volume 1. Have you read that?
I have not, but I have it.
You should read it. We'll talk about it.
Okay, all right.
But I really liked it.
Because it's by Rob Guillory of the Chew fame. And
we love.
We love Chew. So I'm really looking forward to it.
I also read from Image, Middle West Volume 1. I would recommend that. I think I already talked about this, but yeah, Scotty Young. The art's amazing. The beginning, I will say, there's a lot of verbal abuse from the father, like a lot. So if that's not something you can handle, please don't read it. It's a lot. So that hurt, but it was a great story. And Blackbird Volume 1, really loved that. Jen Bartel art, top notch. And finally, Genderqueer was amazing. I love that book. It is nonfiction, published by Lion Forge. Maya Kobabe, I'm not sure if I'm saying the last name right, but it's an amazing look into like nonfiction of a genderqueer person. So I'd highly recommend that to anyone who doesn't understand what that even means, or just wants a deep dive into that identity. It was really well done. I loved it.
Yeah, so I actually had it favorited at Hoopla after I spied on you on Goodreads.
Oh, you spied on my Goodreads.
I did. I do that. I was like, "Ooh, she's into this," and I looked at the synopsis. I'm like, "I want to check this out because I'm one of the people who don't understand this." So I want to.
Yeah, it's fascinating, and you know, it's good for education, and it's a good story of their life.
Yeah.
So.
You know, because we had this whole discussion the other day. People are like, "Whoa, what do we write good story? I don't understand." Well, you know, bitch, this is the way for you to understand this. If you don't understand it, go read a book about, especially a nonfiction by someone who's going through that and what the hell they're going through.
And that's another thing. I mean, it's one of those things that, like, you know, you can read all you want. You can go to Wikipedia, but to actually dive deep into a whole story of a person with that identity's life. You know, if you really didn't understand it, at least it gives you a better understanding. It really is like a huge difference, I think, than just like reading the dictionary.
Right. And the thing is, like, at the same time, though, it's that because it's like the way I say it, and this is going to sound really ridiculous probably, it's like I don't need to understand everything, you know, but the thing is, like, my whole thing is like that doesn't mean that I shouldn't accept it. If you know what I mean? If that makes sense, it's like, okay, sure. I personally believe that having too many labels, like as people tend to do, like, you know, kids nowadays, like millennials nowadays to do, is like it's not very very positive for the discussion. But at the same time, it's like it's not for me to, like, you know, that's just my opinion. Go for it, have your thing, and yes, you know,
let people live their lives. That's all.
Exactly. Yeah. And I think, like, yeah, the idea of non-binary, I quite didn't understand what's the reason behind it. And because that's not the same, a lot of time people think that's equivalent of trans, you know, it's not.
No, not at all. Yeah.
Yeah, it's further than that. And the thing is, like, yeah, I mean, okay, I don't understand it, but doesn't, like, you know, this is the best way for me to understand what this is about.
Totally. So check it out.
Yeah. All right.
That's it. That's all I got.
Okay. So I was looking through my thing, and I think like last episode we talked about a whole bunch of it. So my first one is like A New World by Ella Scott, avoided at all cost. It matched. It rhymed. You know? Oh my god, I'm so proud of it. It's nothing happens in it. Nothing, absolutely nothing happens in it. And this is the second book by Ella Scott I read where nothing happened. Days of Hate was the another one, and this is the other one. It's like, you know, stop it. But yeah, so he's kind of on my list for one more title. After that, we're done, you know. And I think he's also actually, let me take that back. I think it's a they, because I think they are non-binary as well. If you go by their Twitter, I may be wrong. Someone check it out. So because they say that E as their, you know, E and R.
Mm-hmm.
So that's
they're different pronouns. Yeah.
Right. That's a pronoun for non-binary, I believe, right?
It's, you know, everyone chooses their own pronouns, but that is an option. Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, so that's like, you know, that part there, that's, so, you know, I apologize, but the thing is, still doesn't make you a good writer. I'm gonna be harsh if you're gonna make me read bad shit. Then there's a Multiple Man by Matthew Rosenberg. That was more of okay, sure. It was like one of the. Do you know Multiple Men, the New Mutant?
I've heard of. I'm not familiar. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So the thing is, like, it's just kind of his story, and it says the title literally says it all makes sense in the end, and it did. So I'm like, hey, you kind of stuck with your thesis. I enjoyed it, and I gave it a 4-star. But I'm pretty sure next year I'm gonna be like, why did I give it a 4-star? You know what I mean? So it's gonna be one of those. Black Magic, 5-star. I loved it. It's like everything that I wanted in a witchcraft. It's a very different take on it. And Greg Rucka really knows how to hook you in. Nicole Scott's art is just those, the art looks into your soul. Nice. And it's like oversized hardcover. Loved it. However, it's a continuous series, so I still reserve the right, if it sucks at the end, to shit on it later. So, because I will, Then I read a bunch of books with Sentry, which was, I don't know, it was on Marvel Unlimited. I read it by Paul Jenkins, and then later by Jeff Lemire. It's okay, but I don't recall anything about it.
That's fair.
Yeah, but I kind of liked where Jeff Lemire kind of left the character at, because I feel like that's what should have happened a long time ago with the character. But then there's Killmonger by Brian Hill. That was good. So this is the movie version of Killmonger in Marvel Universe. And he's kind of working for Killmonger as his henchman. And a lot of weird things happen. And you're like, interesting. But in Marvel Universe, he is actually not related to T'Challa, like the movie. So, but then still there's a lot of, he looks like Michael B. Jordan. And I'm like, So it was good. I really like that one. Burning Fields by Michael Moriarty. Now, this was literally me finding it on Hoopla because I went through everything by Boom. And this was one of the options. So this is a disgraced, the main character, she was dishonorably discharged from a private security firm in Iraq. And she has to come back because there's a lot of occult, cultish ritual killing that is happening. And she comes back to investigate. And I had a Kristan moment about it because I actually am like, guys, what is this? Like, a lot of good ideas, but it just doesn't land. Or it's very I don't know. It's just, I'm like, there's a reason I never heard about this, if you know what I mean. It just very mediocre compared to the concept, if you know, that's kind of what it was. Royal City by Jeff Lemire. Yes, read it, loved it.
Yeah.
That was a very small town shit. I love those things. And I'm like, hey, and it's there's a mystery that hooked you in.
Yeah.
I was
the whole time where you're like, wait, what's going on?
You're right.
What?
Although one reveal at the end, I was like, okay, that's a bit stretch.
We'll have to talk about it later. Huh? We'll have to talk about it later.
No, but the thing is, let me just tell you, it's just the girl that comes back.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
Because I'm like,
that makes sense to me. The whole time I thought that. Yeah, when they first I was like, oh, that's what's gonna happen. I mean,
yeah. So the thing is, I think my thing was I'm like, why could I see that coming? I wish it was a little bit different because I don't know. It's just like I said, I'm not saying it's bad in any stretch. That doesn't make it bad. But I'm like, I wish it was a little. But anyway, still I gave it 5.
But that's cool. I'm glad you still.
Yeah, I still gave it a 5-star, and I didn't quite like that as much as emphasis was put on the mother's relationship, the father's relationship, which is much more interesting, did not get any. Only got a panel. I did not like that.
That's fair.
Because I'm like, oh, come on, you can better than that. I wish it was the other way around, because the other thing we've seen it many times, I don't know, Then I kind of went and read a whole bunch of Hercules on Marvel Unlimited, entire Hercules run from Greg Pak. I read it all. I don't know why. I just read I'm gonna read this today. And then I did. And like, over the last couple of days, I read all of them. It's fun. It's dumb. A lot of it is very dumb. Like, just like being at one point, Hercules and Thor fights with each other, and he literally just squeezes his nipple. Like, that's his fighting style. Like, it just like so dumb. And you're like, I love this. I dig this. And a lot of like, gods behaving badly. I love that shit. So that's what it is. I also read Red by Warren Ellis. Have you seen the movie? The RED, like with the Helen Mirren and stuff.
I haven't.
It's nothing like the movie. It's so short, only 3 issues, where this retired CIA agent just goes nuts. And that's it. Like 3 issues. And I'm like, wait, what? So I thought that Hoopla didn't download it correctly. Oh, no, it did. And it was that. Then I read Victor Laval's Destroyer. So this is a very interesting concept, though, because the whole idea was that Mary Shelley's Frankenstein is real in this universe, and the monster comes back and does a lot of weird shit. And then there's also a mother who lost her son, and, she's also a scientist. But there's like a lot of preachiness that goes on because the mother is a Black woman scientist and all that. So there's a lot of that goes on. And I'm also in STEM as a woman of color, so I kind of know what she's talking about. But I don't know, it just didn't land emotionally as it needed to. You know what I mean? Like, and this is gonna sound horrible. So while I was reading this, I was actually thinking, I'm like, this is written by a white guy, right? Like, I thought about that. Then I checked, it's not. He's an African American and raised by a single mother, which the protagonist was in the book. Then I'm like, why did it read like I read I don't know, like things are bad. We need to fix this. It's kind of like that, if you know what I mean. Like, it's like a lot of pushiness going on. So I don't know whether it's because it's only 6 issue that it did it, but if you look at the the synopsis of it, you are like, whoa, this is going to be the best shit ever. And it's also put out by Boom, and I only got it because I was going through the Boom catalog in Hoopla. So I don't know. It was one of those things I'm like, damn, but it had like so much potential. That really hurt me. Like something with that much potential just kind of didn't go anywhere.
Fell flat, yeah.
Yeah, it just fell flat because I was expecting to feel a lot of things, but it just felt like an infomercial on racism and sexism. It's like, okay, yes, I know this, but what now? You know what I mean? So. And I'm currently, as I showed, I'm reading Wonder Woman by Brian Azzarello, the New 52, the Omnibus. I read 5 issues so far. I'm loving what I'm reading, but, to be determined where I land. And the last one, which is actually going to do a good segue to our announcement, I read Hellblazer, the Jamie Delano. And I'm actually doing a readathon with a friend of mine, and we did do a video. We recorded our thoughts on it that we are going to be putting in. So do you want to talk about what's the announcement?
Wait, what? I was getting the link ready. Okay. So I was like, you're like, you want to say it? I'm like, say what? Say which thing?
Say the announcement.
I'm not sure what you want to call the announcement other than what we're doing today. Is that what you're referring to?
Yes, that's what I was referring to.
Okay, we're going to have another show after this.
That just fell so flat.
Yeah.
So here's what's going to happen. I'm going to do this. Okay. So we have actually going to start a new channel called Fangirlz Assemble, where we're still going to be continuing to do this live show over here every Sunday at like different times. We have most of the time at 8 p.m., but maybe that may change. But we're the other places where we're gonna put some extra content. So yesterday I recorded like a review with the Hellblazer, which will go live later today at 6 p.m. And then on top of that, after we finish this show, we're going to do another show, like another episode over there, where we're gonna take a journey through down our memory lane. to talk about the books we read back in 2016, which was my first year of reading comic book. And I think it's Kristan's third year, right?
Yeah, mine starts in 2014. Yeah.
So Kristan's going to talk about 2014 and 2015 and 2016. And I'm going to talk about 2016 and then kind of see how our thoughts on those books have changed. So it's going to be a fun episode, that we're just going to do. And so that channel is going to kind of have this kind of fun things that, we don't necessarily want to do it during our shows over here. So we haven't quite thought about how we're going to do it yet, but my plan is mostly to do a lot of reviews or the books that we say that, we should read it together, and then we kind of do and then don't talk about it. So
random extra shows like the one we're doing, which specifically we're going to go through our Goodreads challenges. Because I was reading before 2014. I just didn't know what Goodreads was. So I was in the dark.
So we're just going to do those kind of things. And then we're also going to talk about the things that we read on Hoopla, so certain things like that. So it's going to be a fun, interesting thing, and we just want to see how it goes. So that's what we're going to do. And Kristan is putting
links in the chat now. Yeah.
She's putting the links in the chat now. And if you look up Fangirlz Assemble channel on Google, I think you should be able to find it. But
you actually can't because there's no videos on there. So if anyone wants to go to that channel, click the link in the chat. For people watching later, we'll have to put it in the description. Right. Because really, I tried to Google it and no. So.
All right. And then also, if you don't mind subscribing to show us your support, and then, leave constructive feedback, or, all that jazz, that would be great too. So without further ado, we're going to go over there and we're going to do the chat and do the chat over there so we can see you there. But before we go, where can people go and find all the books that we talked about?
That would be instocktrades.com, where you can get up to 50% off all of your purchases. And they're amazing customer service, packaging. What more can you want? You're going to get the best deals with your free shipping, $50. That's like nothing these days. That's like one book. And then you get that loyalty discount next time. It's the best. So if you haven't checked it out, that is our sponsor, instocktrades.com. Go over there right now.
Awesome. All right. So we're gonna do about a 5 minutes break to set up in the other channel, and then we'll be back. So click on the link, go there, subscribe, and you will see the live show showing up in a bit.
Yep. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks. Bye.